Eva's journey begins. She's on her own, recovering from trauma, finding her zone. She starts a channel, sharing her views, traveling in her van, spreading good news. The people loved her from the very first day. Her courage inspired them in every way. But fears arose, she was all alone. Prayers followed her as she roamed. One fan found her van by the roadside, inside, injured, even tried to hide. She screamed in fear, the scene turned grim. Months passed by, her story grew dim. But Eva returned, camera in hand, explaining her absence, making a stand. An accident struck a deer on the road. Now in a cabin, her new life flowed. Colin was there, her guardian, her guide, helping her heal, staying by her side. Subscribers cheered as she made her debut. Now capital, with a story brand new. But a shadow lingers, a stalker's stare. Pictures of Eva, a silent beware. Through a hole in the ceiling, eyes peer at night. Her story turns dark, hidden from light. Eva blogs her morning, cleaning her space, riding her bike, finding her place. The stalker watches, his intentions unclear, following her moves, growing near. At the garage, Colin appears. She films her day, pushing her fears. Dr. Deuce checks in, her guide in pain. The pieces align, a mystery remains. Eva's tale mix of light and shade, a brave new path, those shadows invade. Her journey continues, her courage strong. Through every challenge, she'll carry on. Dr. Deuce says Eva next week. A hospital checkup is what we seek. She cycles away, speaking to the screen, to a bridge where her thoughts turn serene. A voice calls her name, soft and low. She follows the sound where shadows grow. By a tree stands a name, etched in stone. Hannah Granger's memorial, cold and alone. Trina appears, her story unfolds. Hannah lived here, her tale is cold. She jumped from the bridge, her life undone. Eva trembles, her fear has begun. Trina leads her to Hannah's grave, invites her to a bar where memories wave. But when they reach Eva's little cubby, Trina sees the past, dark and chubby. Through the streams, the fear in her tone. Books move on shelves, though she's alone. A mouse appears, but the fear's not done. At night, the haunting has just begun. A voice whispers, calls her outside. A ghost in the garage where shadows reside. But morning reveals it was all a dream. Her health declines, unraveling the scene. Cycling to town, her strength grows weak. A stranger watches, his intent oblique. Colin offers help, she waves him away. Her bike's tire flat, she returns that day. At Colin's shop, her wheel gets repaired. But dizziness strikes as she leaves there. He takes her home, the stranger lurks near. With an axe in hand, the vision unclear. At her cubby, Colin speaks of the past. Hannah's story, a shadow cast. An outcast girl ignored by the town. Her bridge-bound fate, where she drowned. Legends whisper of her ghostly gaze. At the bridge's edge, where the lost souls haze. Where the lost souls haze. Someone's pushing, someone's near. A voice calls out, fills Eva with fear. The shock she feels, it's deja vu. This happened before, what's she to do? Back in her cubby, the floor breaks away. Her foot hits hard, but she won't stay. She brushes it off, streams her tale about Hannah's spirit, a haunting trail. In her cubby, the floor breaks away. Her foot hits hard, but she won't stay. She brushes it off, streams her tale about Hannah's spirit, a haunting trail. Oh, a haunting trail. At night, strange sounds call her outside to the bridge again, where spirits reside. Hannah's ghost appears, her figure so clear. Eva wakes, screaming, trembling with fear. She searches online for Hannah's name, but finds no story, no claim to fame. Books fall again, no raps this time. Hannah's ghost looms, her presence aside. By the bonfire's glow, she tries to find rest. Sheriff Tom wakes her with words to suggest. Dr. Deuce visions and tricks of the brain. But Ava's not convinced, her heart won't lie. She heads to Trina's bar, her questions fly. A stranger watches, his gaze won't fade. A mystery deepens, a game is played. Oh, a haunting trail. Oh, a haunting trail. Trina reveals what Ava should know. The cubby was Hannah's from years ago. Her father, a journalist, covered the case. Now Ava digs for clues in a cold, dark place. Hannah's brother, Alay, erased the tale. The Grangers hid truths they couldn't unveil. But Ava's left wondering why Hannah appears. A Ouija board offers answers near. Colliding with the stranger, he walks away. Ava's left with more questions that day. To the cemetery she goes, searching the ground for Hannah's grave where answers are bound. There's a stranger creeping near to Ava's house. He draws in fear, breaks the lock on her garage door, steps inside searching more. He checks the van, Ava's unseen. A mystery lies hidden between. Ava's coming home with Cullen tonight. She tells him she'll meet Hannah's light. Cullen's shocked but keeps it in. They reach her house, the tale begins. Colliding with the stranger, he walks away. Ava's left with more questions that day. To the cemetery she goes, searching the ground for Hannah's grave where answers are bound. There's a stranger creeping near to Ava's house. He draws in fear, breaks the lock on her garage door, steps inside searching more. He checks the van, Ava's unseen. A mystery lies hidden between. Ava's coming home with Cullen tonight. She tells him she'll meet Hannah's light. The Ouija calls the spirit's hand. She's guilty, reads the command. But doubt clouds Cullen's mind. Is it real or Ava's design? Ava leans in, a kiss unfolds, but outside a figure cold. Cullen searches, finds no trace. Ava's fears in an empty space. The morning comes, strange hands above. Cullen repairs, hiding his head. Cullen repairs, hiding his love. A lock of hair beneath the van, chilling proof of a sinister plan. Anger rises, Ava breaks the floor. An axe in hand, she strikes once more. A box appears, a hidden past. Secrets buried, found at last. Trina arrives with tarot in hand, revealing truths from a shadowed land. 6 cards tell of Hannah's plight, a witch betrayed and murdered in the night. The story unfolds, dark and grim. Ava's drawn deeper, pulled within. The lines between the living blur. Hannah's tale begins to stir. Ava's heaving is. A Biba spoke of tales untold. Hannah a witch, or so they were told. Her family cast her out in shame. From their house and will they bore no blame. Whispers of murder filled the air, a past of secrets dark and unfair. Ava sees Sena, rage takes hold. Her aggression fierce, uncontrolled. Trina flees in a fearful flight. Ava's house awaits her sight. At the broken floor, a note she finds is guilty scrawled to haunt her mind. Ava recalls Alea's face, Hannah's brother, a fragile case. Paralyzed in a hospital he stays, a victim of guilt in endless ways. As Ava arrives, his words repeat, guilty, guilty, a haunting beat. Ava wonders, could he be the one Would a killer regret what he's done? Fear takes over, she drives away, racing her van through the fray. Police lights flash, the chase begins, while a stranger's search for answers spins. Sheriff Tom appears once more. Ava sees Granger on his badge of lore. Her heart sinks, suspicion grows. A tangled web, the story flows. The stranger warns, but she won't hear. Her axe swings wild, driven by fear. He escapes, but Ava's chase won't cease, leading her closer to shattered peace. Garage, the story's laid. Ava speaks of Granger's shade. The stranger flees, the chase ensues. Culling joins with determined hues. The sheriff follows, lights ablaze, a pursuit into the foggy haze. Culling catches the fleeing man. The sheriff arrives with a gripping plan. Questions linger, answers fade. A chilling mystery still remains. Shadows deep, the truth unwinds. Secrets buried, frozen in time. Hannah's whispers call through pain. A haunting tale begins again. And Ava's fears a tangled thread, haunted by the words unsaid. The past and present tightly wound, a truth too dark to yet be found. When they came to know everything, they caught the stranger. Kellen had left, leaving the danger. The sheriff asked the stranger why he chased Eva so, and that's when the truth begins to show. The stranger believed with all his pain that Eva had killed his daughter Jackie's name. He searched for proof in Eva's home, but the sheriff now stood confused and alone. Eva, sweet Eva, such a kind soul. But the shadows of the past began to take their toll. The sheriff, determined, took the stranger in chains to Eva's house where the truth would remain. Oh, secrets and sorrow, they twist and they turn in this tangled web. The truth starts to burn from broken hearts, and the bridges we cross, Eva's story reveals pain and loss. The sheriff called out and Eva did fear. She thought he came to bring her near. With an axe in her hand, she struck him down, leaving the sheriff bleeding on the ground. The stranger watching stood frozen and scared. Eva's actions more than he could bear. When she returned to her quiet cold room, she saw Hannah's spirit in the ceiling's gloom. But Eva no longer afraid, stood strong. They call in a right where he didn't belong. She showed him the paper torn and worn. His guilty written, her mind was torn. Colin saw her notebook, her words revealed. She is guilty scrawled, her fate was sealed. Her mind unraveling, a storm in her soul. The pieces of her past now taking their toll. She believed Colin was part of the scheme, that he saved her for reasons unseen. With an axe she struck and he cried in pain, running to the bridge in the pouring rain. The stranger broke free, running to her side, calming her chaos as the truth unwinds. Ava had hit Jackie with her van that night, while Jackie waited in her panther light. The stranger knew from a video call his daughter's death, the moment of it all. He'd seen Eva's van but had no proof, so he searched her home to uncover the truth. Ava's guilt, the stranger's quest, all came to light. No peace, no rest. In a tale of tragedy, sorrow and pain, the past never dies, it lingers, remains. But Eva sees the visions the day it went wrong. Jackie's face returns, a memory so strong. She remembers the truth, the night of despair, when she hit Jackie, but her mind wasn't there in the trauma. She created a tale, a deer in her path. Her memory thrilled, but the ghost she saw was Jackie's face, not Hannah's shadow in her haunted space. Her subconscious screamed, her guilt took form. writing she is guilty through the mental storm. She fled the scene, a life undone, knowing deep inside she'd harmed someone. Oh, Ava, trapped in her mind, running from truth she couldn't find. Ghosts of guilt, they never fade. In the shadows her mistakes replayed. She believed Cullen was part of the escape. From the bridge she leaves in chains and breaks. But Jackie's father, with a grieving heart, saves her life before she falls apart. He couldn't let the world repeat the blame on Hannah, deceit so deep. He pulled her back, gave her breath, a second chance to face her mess. Inside her mind the memories churn. Eva's guilt, a lesson learned. Harry Tomato, dissociation's hold. A shattered mind, a story told. In a room, she seems so clear, talking to a mirror, the doctor near, reliving Jackie's final cry. Her mind stuck in that night's goodbye. Behind her stands Jackie's ghost, a silent judge, her haunting host. Ava talks, but no one's there. The guilt she carries, too much to bear. Oh, 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 oh. Jackie's ghost whispers Eva's name, bound together in a guilt-tied chain. The cap goes tale, a haunting cry of truth, guilt, and a soul's goodbye.